Steven Crowder is a desperate right-wing shill who ambushes unsuspecting college freshmen with his debate team quasi-regional champion cue cards while being deathly afraid of anyone with actual knowledge. He tries exceedingly hard to be a comedian by making fun of people based on race, sexuality, gender, and religion, plagiarizing most of his content from middle school bathroom walls. There's this classic "socialism is for figs" t-shirt that he claims is not homophobic, and him calling Carlos Maza a gay man, a lispy queer. In one of his Louder with Crowder episodes that got him temporarily booted from YouTube, he and his henchmen, I think they're henchmen, well, they did a segment making fun of Asian people with stereotypes plagiarized from, I don't even know when, middle school bathroom walls from the 1880s, that one Dr. Seuss book. Fun stuff, Steven. Glad you're doing better. Listen, I probably don't need to sell you on the fact that Steven Crowder is one of them racists. I'm sure his excuse is that his comedy is edgy and we're all snowflakes for not laughing at his funny jokes. But if you're not the walking personification of a Call of Duty chat, you probably already see right through this. You might even know that Steven Crowder actually started his career as a stand-up comedian and was what's the word?
Of course, I grew up in a high school which was largely Middle Eastern, so you get these Arab thugs. You can't pull off the thug look. You'd be like, oh, you know what? I am going to mess you up hardcore. Check out the turban, white boy. I wear my nut on the left side. Yes, that's the crib side.
Bad. That was the word. Steven Crowder was a bad comedian, and still is a bad comedian, and even then, a racist one. A racist, bad comedian. And a bad racist comedian? Like, he can't even do the racism correctly. Arabs don't have whatever weird fake Indian or Pakistani accent Crowder is trying to do, and turbans aren't typically an Arab thing. And yet, he liked this bit so much, he did it again at TCon Midwest in 2011.
Of course, I grew up in a high school which was largely Middle Eastern, so you'd get these Middle Eastern wannabe thugs. You're nice people, but you can't pull off the thug look. Like, oh, you know what? I am going to mess you up hardcore. Hey, check out the turban, white boy. I wear my nut on the left side. Yes, that's the crib side.
And if you watch just a little bit more, you'll see the actual point of his whole shtick and what people actually want from him.
It's gonna get a comment at Media Matters.
That's the big laugh. Not the joke part, but the part where he points out that other people will be mad that he did a racist joke. That's where it all comes from. But look, I'm not trying to be Lord Comeday, casting bolts of judgment down from atop my cloud, Mount Olympus, but I think it's safe to say that Steven Crowder is part of that subset of comedians who didn't really cut it doing stand-up and opted to appeal to the niche audience of hardcore racists who force laughter through their sneering maws anytime someone does a stereotypical black person voice.
I don't know where you find this many farmers of color. But they did, and $5.2 billion are being allocated exclusively for colored farmers. Farmers of color, roll the tape. Yeah, most happy about the new policy, these people. So, yeah. I'm gonna buy a plow, man!
I'm gonna plant that corn.
Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, mother, I'm the president of plowing that ass.
I planted a Hennessy tree, but it's not growing.
Well, technically it did grow, but that shit ain't XO.
I put it in the ground.
I planted a VSOP XO tree. I'm getting in some niche esoteric cognac humor, motherfucker.
So, I guess the joke is that black people can't be farmers? Such biting comedy. And boy, we sure could go through all of Steven's videos like this, specifically the Dark Vat that is his older videos, which all hinged on a combination of conservative values, blinding racism, and a series of incredibly depressing comedic impressions, which are, yes, often also racist.
Now, it should be noted that every detainee must get 3 square meals and adequate hydration. Diet?
Yeah.
Because this doesn't taste like diet.
It's diet.
Okay. Detto America. People out there, do you honestly believe that America is losing its moral high ground and consider this torture?
It's actually pretty remarkable to watch sitcom-level safe humor combined with seething hate to create this megazord of bad comedy, a witch's brew of uber-Republican ideals and gaudy vaudevillian instincts.
Yeah, the economy is pretty much getting creamed, but that's because it was all George Bush's fault! Don't worry about that. Let's just dance!
Now that's actually a pretty good Pee Wee Herman, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just too shocked and pearl clutching to find that funny. Or maybe it's because of all the other things I just said about Steven not being all that funny. And when his humor isn't racist or political, it's basically stuck in the 1990s.
You notice a disturbing trend, dream catchers hanging from rear view mirrors in cars? You guys seen this? It's a Native American Indian contraption, consists of wooden hoops and feathers, supposed to help you sleep soundly. Why the heck would you need a dream catcher in your car? I mean, it's one thing to fall asleep at the wheel, but to plan on it?
Ha! Right? Dream catchers in cars? Have you seen this? You hear about this? People driving with dream catchers for dreams? But you can't sleep in a car. I mean, sure, you know, it's fine. It's a joke. It's fine. It's better than being racist, perhaps. And he gets some laughs doing it, albeit from a crowd of people there to watch him do the racist stuff later on. The point here is that, in terms of his comedy background, Steven Crowder's origin story isn't exactly mysterious. Much like a lot of these grifter weirdos, he started in the entertainment industry, was met with failure, and pivoted to being the thing he is today. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. Here's the evergreen end plate to ask you to like and subscribe. It's any day of the year where you are.